Wait on you. Yo, what up,
What's
fellas?
up, guys?
What's up?
Man, you
Happy
know another
Thanksgiving.
happy birthday.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
another Wild Out Wednesday. Y'all ready to wild out? Wild out?
yeah,
Let's
we're
go.
back at it again.
Man, you know what I love though?
What's that?
How we talk about dogs and consistency.
Yeah,
Everything we do in our life is consistent. We've been on this month every Wednesday. Every
that is
Wednesday.
true, man. That is
Yo,
true.
Yeah, that's why it's
what
good we made it
episode?
happen.
Do what?
That's why it's good we made it happen because it's easy to fall off, but now we're here.
Yeah. Man, it's crazy. Like I wouldn't say crazy, but I love the bond, the unity, and how much like we've come together, like just to make something pretty much out of nothing. Like we've come a long way. What episode is this? I'm not even
Um,
keeping track.
Eight,
yeah, no, I mean, shit. I
10.
think it's probably seventh, eighth. Or-
No, it's more than that.
I don't know. I ain't even
I,
keeping track. I
Me
didn't
neither,
even.
but we need to. I think we're in the double digits because when we get to the 100th episode, we got to at least do $1,000 giveaway.
There you go.
Hey, there you go.
Hey, I mean,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you got to be a loyal follower though.
that is true.
You can't just show up out of nowhere like, oh my God, look, they're giving money away. No,
You can't be late to the
no,
party.
we have facts, right? You feel me? But anyway, what we talking about today? What's the subject?
You know what? Last week we had a lot of people in the comments, kind of sharing their thoughts and stuff, and one comment caught my eye, and it was about um judging the dog instead of the handler,
Mhm.
and I feel that's a good topic to bring up,
I
in
think
the
you said judging the dog instead of the handler, or do you mean judging the handler instead of the dog?
yeah, there you go.
So judging the handler and not the dog.
No, well, no, judging the dog and not picking the handler just because you're a friend to the handler.
Oh, okay. Like,
I
like
see
oh,
what you're saying.
this is Dennis's dog. I'm gonna pick it because it's Dennis.
Correct.
Because
Yeah,
he's my boy. Or
And the
because
dog might be trash, but just because we're friends, you're gonna pick the dog, my dog, because it's just because you know me and stuff. No,
right.
let's be fair, and I feel that some people feel like that, especially people that are showing dogs. They might find themselves kind of in that position where sometimes they feel like, "Oh, I don't want to show because such and such person is gonna be there, but the judge is friends to them, so I know I don't got a shot at probably placing because favoritism."
yeah.
Like one thing I heard. My bad. One thing I heard before I even stepped into a show ring, before I stepped with my mentors, I'm not gonna say the names or whatever, but she and her husband both said the same thing, that champions aren't made in the ring, they're made outside of the ring. And that stuck with me for a while. And I didn't really know what she meant, but she went more into detail to it. And as I've seen dogs and seen shows, I caught on like, yo, these politics is real.
Yeah, so that's another thing. Yeah, the politics in the show ring. Um, I know a lot of people feel that maybe, that's, there was a comment today that said, "Oh, well, that's why you pay a judge to like who judge your dog. That's why you pay, for him to criticize your dog and stuff." But that wasn't the point that we were trying to get across. Because yeah, definitely you are paying, for somebody to judge your dog and kind of break it down, but that wasn't it what we were saying.
Yeah. Well, so how are we gonna get into this? What we want?
No, I think with that, it's probably like a lot. Like, I mean, we've seen it, right? And I think it happens, and I think sometimes that's what could detour people from the shows, right? Because they're just their cliques, and they're just gonna pick their dogs, and that's probably not
Yeah.
every time for sure, right? We, I think everybody's seen it or experienced it or has dealt with it, and that's like in anything, right? Everywhere you go, you
Yeah.
get clicked
Yeah, yeah.
up, or they're gonna pick whatever is popular.
Right.
But this is good to talk about it and put it out there. It's not every show, it's not every time, but does that
It's
happen?
not.
Yes. Has it happened? Yeah. Yeah. I think some people might take it the wrong way, like Dennis was saying, where they take the comment like, "Oh, that's because you lost and you didn't lose." Like, no, that's not what what we're saying. And we had another comment they in the last one or two ago where they talked about
Yeah.
it. Talk about where they did the handler. They picked the handler, not the dog. We seen it. It happens, but I
Hey,
think
what's up,
it's
Well,
Dykes?
to talk about it and put it out there, and then continue to go out there and bring dogs and not let that detour people.
No, definitely,
well,
yeah. And I feel, and I will ask you gentlemen if you guys had an experience, maybe that you guys went through, because I've seen it personally, I've seen where th- they picked the handler instead of the dog, and the dog that they didn't show, the dog should have been DQ, because there's dogs that the judge can't even put their hands. It's the dog is even trying to bite the handler, and the dog's been so skittish that they'll take a piss on themselves there in the ring, and that dog still ends up winning, and you're like, okay, you know what? I might not have the best dog, but it's right close to the standard. But
yeah.
if we're following the standard on what the registry is and stuff, then you should know that your dog should have been DQ there.
Yeah.
So that's when I say, you know what? They'll pick the handler over the dogs, and that's something that you know I think it should be addressed, and or probably addressed in a different way, where the registry probably has to do a better of due diligence with that.
Well, in my
Hey, Darren, what's
situation,
cracking?
so like for me, let's say like we're talking about handler over like we're picking the handler over the competition.
Yeah,
But sometimes that the what you're going against. So in my situation, I'm just gonna put it like that. So where in my situation, 100%, I feel, and it was obvious to like people that were behind. My dog was in better shape. My dog was in better movement. My dog was even handled really well. The dog I went against was completely out of shape. It was 100% like you get those like those labs that have like little tube bellies and
yeah, yeah,
everything
yeah.
like that. It didn't move as well, nowhere. My dog actually stacked, did everything. The judge didn't even touch my dog. Like he didn't come up like grab the teeth, none of that. I found out why later. Once he picked the other dog, there's only two of us in the ring. He picked the other dog. When I realized what he picked the other dog for was so the other dog can go get his champion title. You don't pick a dog just because you're trying to give it a champion title. You have to work for that title. If the
Agree.
dog in front of you, which I was in front, the dog in front of you or the dog next to you, behind you, whatever, is better in quality, shows better, stacks better, fit better, you can't pick just because of like, let's go get this person a title. You can't like what is it? Like we go to football games. You gotta go step on that field, you gotta compete. If you didn't compete that day, then guess what? We're not gonna just give you a participation trophy. And I feel that's what's a lot of things that's happening in the ring. We're giving participation trophies. Even let's say there's 4 or 5 dogs in the ring, not one of them fits that standard of what we're trying to reach for and what structurally is there. I don't think there should be a first place. But we're giving people first place because you're here. I don't think that should be a thing. Everybody got to learn and do whatever. But once in my situation, whenever we stepped out of the ring, I went to the judge. I was like, yo, I noticed that you're grabbing everyone's bite, looking at the dog, this, that, and the third. He came to me and told me, he was like, well, people told me your dogs bite. I'm like, bro, all dogs bite. I said, but this one, I got a protection dog, but this one don't bite.
Yeah.
So he didn't want to put his hand near my dog. But the
Hey,
next
what's up,
go
man?
around,
So he
hmm,
assumed because somebody told him that your dog bites, so he didn't did the proper judging towards the dog to
yes, I
see
think,
that.
but still at the same time, I think he used that as an excuse to give the other person the. give the other person their points so they can move to the next round.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, because even like before everything started, this person even asked me, "Hey, did you bring the same bitch that you brought last year?" I said, "Yeah," and my competition was like, "Oh yeah, we're fucked," because he knew his dog was out of shape.
You brought the one that
Yeah.
bites. That's why.
Yeah, yeah, I bought the one that's actually gonna lick you to death, but bite you when it's time to bite you.
Uh,
So, Gabby, have you?
I bought the one that says shares the same blood we got. A purpose biter, not a bite just because I trained you to.
Gabriel, I don't know. Have you experienced anything like that in your situation in you showing dogs?
yeah, I think I've probably seen it. As far as that, maybe I think there was a time like when a dog maybe like pissed in the ring or whatever. And I get it, like you said, like you're getting points, but then that's when it's like, maybe hey, this dog is. I've seen too, like where it's like they're gonna champion out, so you're like, we give it to them on the next one because they're already gonna champion out, right? And then the
Yeah.
next one will be like, hey, they're gonna, they need to champion out, so we're gonna give it to them, right? But I've seen it like on handling of the dog, and I don't think it's like breed specific. So if anybody's gonna sit here and be like, oh no, they won fair and square, like, come on,
Mm.
we're doing with regular registries, and people say the NFL and all that other bullshit is rigged, right? Like, yeah, of course, people. It's not a bad thing or to deter anybody, but does it happen? Yes. Has it happened? Yes, absolutely, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And not just specific to our dogs or to our shows or to registries we know, but that's just in any kind of, you see other dog groups and breeds. They say somebody says the same thing, right? Like, oh, this is like so much drama and it's just that's politics. That's in anything, right?
Well, in every breed, you have drama, you have the politics, you have the gossip, you have the people that don't like each other, this, that, and the third. But I really feel that we need to get better at really truly picking champion dogs or picking dogs that are in front of us to better represent the breed that we're looking for. Because, like, what every judge goes through a class and course, right?
Yeah. Apprenticeship.
So, yes, so you should be looking for what we say the standard needs, not what we're looking for as what the breed is most popular by breeder. And I think that's honestly like after that show, for me, I stopped doing show ring. I stopped. Like I
So,
would go to them, but like it just makes it's for me the what's the word? I'm a competitive person. But what I went through, I stopped letting the judge choose my dog, like pick my dog and everything. I let my dog do the work.
let me ask you something then, guys. Do you guys feel that the the registries, instead of using their own judges, and I say this because let's say every registry has the amount of judges for the registry, right? So
Hmm.
people start knowing them. People who start showing dogs, they know, oh, okay, this judge is going to be there, whatever. But I guess some of those judges are friends with some of these handlers or breeders, or they might share the same blood. They got dogs from point
From
from
that, yes.
yeah, yeah. No matter
From the
vice
judge
versa.
and the judge,
Yeah,
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 yeah.
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 So, do you guys feel that maybe the registry should, instead of getting their own judges, bring judges from different registries? So, like that, there's no bias. It's a fair game. Nobody,
I
the
think we
judges
should.
don't know.
I really think we should. That should always be it should always be neutral. Those judges may possibly know some of the dogs and everything that's in the show or the people, but yet let's say if we go get a true stickler judge, 100% stickler to everything, and that has nothing to do with our registry, has nothing to do with our breed. I think 100% they're going to pick the dog over the handler.
So, do you guys feel that that's why there's, um, you know, there's so many champions, grand champions, because of favoritism instead of what really the dog is?
I think there's so many champions and grand champions because all you got to do is go to shows and get points.
Okay, maybe my question was a little bit wrong. Do you feel that certain people have champion dogs and grand champions just because of favoritism.
Yeah, there's probably
Yeah,
some out
there's
there,
probably a few.
but and that's why like it's good to talk about it. And it's not because then some people are gonna be like, oh no, that's not why, right? And it's that's I'm just trying to express the like yes and no's, right? Like you said,
Yeah, yeah, of course.
ju-
And
Yeah, yeah,
judges.
yeah. I
we're
feel you.
not
Yeah,
here to
yeah,
throw
The,
shade
the,
at
the
nobody.
yeah,
comment
yeah,
says
yeah.
this comment says judges don't know who needs what or what not at shows. That's not true all the time.
That's
But
not true. They
if,
speak
if
to each other all day long.
come on, we're
Yeah.
in the same community. If I talk to
Right.
somebody, yes, I do know. And if I seen you took
They-
the last two shows, right, and now there's gonna be the third show, I do know exactly
right.
what you
Well,
need.
and we
So
definitely know because everything's posted on social media. We
and
see it, and like
and everybody's posting, oh, one more show to be champion. Nobody's quiet about
yeah,
their points and titles. So yes, we do
they're
know.
not.
So
We do
that's
know.
yeah, and that's okay. That's a part of it. We're
Oh,
not
I
saying
got a puppy crying. I got a
nothing.
puppy crying. Give me a second.
Bring it.
You bring the puppy?
No, I'm just kidding. Leave her.
No, no, no. Give me a second. I got a puppy crying. Give me a second.
For years of judging is so
Whoever
different.
and what it was, they quit.
I've had good to sex. What's up, Dax? Dang, is that Dax? Dang, what's going on?
Oh, hey, where you been, Dex?
Hey, who got your? No, this is like we gotta check if it's him. It's a
Yeah,
burner
I ain't
account.
Dex. I ain't see you in a minute. I thought,
It's a burner account. Judges and by outside judges and are not part of the internal circle. See, and I'm sure somebody will say they had bad success. So look,
yeah.
we're not saying somebody's there counting points, right? But hey, it happens. Even have to so judges have to look at when we're showing years to judge, and it's so different. Yeah, it's not. This is not
Yeah,
100%. People, just
I
remember,
mean, so
there's so many, registries. There's so many dogs. There's so many things.
judges, hold on that subject. Yeah, judges may have different standards. Breeds have different standards. Yes, but as
Yeah.
far as what the skeletal goes, from the shoulder lay back, sitting on the pasterns, top line, rear angulation, tail set, yes, they have different standards and different looks, but they're still looking for the same thing. What dog is built correct? Doesn't matter the breed. Like I think because when you look at a Borbal, you look at an oldie, you look at an American, you look at a German Shepherd, and even what Dobermans, you look at them all. We're all looking for shoulder layback. We're all looking for top line. We're all looking for tail set. We're all looking for that turn of stifle as well as the hop comes right to the butt, the line of the rear. All those things we're all still looking for, regardless of the standard of the breed.
Oh, you,
Yeah,
you you guys are reading the message.
yeah. I showed everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we're,
should.
we're not saying nobody could do it. I took shows
Yeah, that
first
yeah.
time. It's not. I've been there. Nope, never touched the dog show. Did it? That's not a. And if you have a good dog, that's half the
You
part.
got it right.
Right? You could
Exactly.
be a shit handler, never been to a show, but if you got a badass dog that's correct, it's much easier, right? And you
Yeah.
have badass handlers that are this handler the best. They could make some who done it dogs look awesome, right? And you have
True.
crappy handlers that can make some good
Really
dogs
good.
look
Yeah.
bad.
Look
And
really
we've
bad.
experienced that.
Yes.
That's not. It's
And
it
like,
ain't.
through
It's not black and white. This is
this is gray. It's all gray.
yeah, and multiple
So
things
like
can be true.
and my thing, like part of it was that you need to become a judge, then talk about this. No, we don't need to become a judge.
Absolutely not.
This is not becoming we need to become a judge. If I was to become a judge, I mean, we would have a lot of problems because it's like 100% me being a judge. You guys know me. I'm a stickler about my dogs. I'm honest about my dogs. The dog that's in front of me, I will tell you, yo, this dog doesn't stack right. It doesn't have this, that, and the third. You're gonna be mad at me because I'm being 100% honest. And the thing is, people don't like honesty. But at the same time, as we're in this show ring, we need to accept that honesty. Like, yo, your dog just did not perform. Your dog doesn't have it. Judges need to let you know this is your fault. This is the flaw. this, that, and the third. It has nothing about with doing becoming a judge.
I think
But
that's the cool part when they tell you, when it's like legit, hey, this is what you could work on. Um, like this is what you're. Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's like not all politics.
it's not
100%.
all politics, but it
I'm not
still is
saying it. There is
politics.
there is still there, right?
Still
There is,
politics
yeah.
in it.
As
Yes.
as with anything, you get into groups and you get into cliques, and that's just
That's your
normal
buddy.
shit.
This is my
But
pal. Yes.
but at the same time, even though there is a standard, right? We understand that standard, but you could put a bunch of breeders for the same breed, right? And everybody everybody could have a different style that they like or things that they like and then they don't like, right or wrong.
Right.
Yes.
Yep.
And it doesn't mean it's like, oh, it's out of standard, but like I prefer a dog like this. And judges will say that. Hey, I like a dog with the bigger chest. I like a dog with the bigger head. Not out of standard or in standard. This is what I prefer on this dog. And this is the dog. If I get a dog in front of me, and this is a dog that's in front of me for this day, right? Because at the end of the day, we're not gonna go back and say, well, I saw another dog that was better last week. It's the dogs that are here in front of you, whether it be
today, not
whether it be 2 or 7 or
so
3, right? That it's
so
the judge dogs that are in front of you.
we're Tony Clay is saying, you can have a dog in front of you and consider what dog performed the best that day. Yes, a performance is good on that day, but even in a performance, still at the same time, you can see a dog like, yo, this dog is performing really, really well. You can still tell if it's a shorter upper arm. You can still tell if it doesn't fit standard. You can still tell if it's straight stifled. But at the same time, the dog that's next to it, even though it may not perform exactly better than the other one, once you see that movement, you see that gait, you're gonna see a pause and moment to where you can actually gauge that dog. And performance is one thing, but complete structure is a complete nothing. The show ring is not about, in my opinion, it's not about performance. Performance is working. How does that dog perform as bite work? How does that dog perform as doing weight pull? That's performance. Obedience, the rally ring, that's performance. Yes, the show ring is a performance, but yet you can still see the dog when it moves. There's a pause where you can see the dog stacked. You're gonna see it. So
But you're not a judge, so you don't know.
yeah, right. True that. Yeah. Right.
You can't show your dog unless you're come on.
You're saying
Uh,
what judges do, and you don't have a clue.
that's
Man,
crazy.
we
That's
do
crazy.
have a clue.
That's crazy. So if the
Like,
people that are showing dogs
hold
never
on,
been a
right?
judge, they don't know. That's come on. That's crazy.
Because so we don't have a clue on what we're talking about, what we're doing, and what we see. Because I've been in this for over 20 years. I do have a clue. I've been in shows. I've done all this. So I do have a clue. Knowing what my structure and what the standard is, I completely have a clue. And if I stood next to a dog that did not perform better than me, knowing that, and then the dog was out of shape and still knowing that they wanted to give the dog this points just for that, I do have a clue. I've been a part of this for a minute. So this is my clue.
And the points, dogs are judged to the standard, not against each other. What? You get first and second place. First,
Because
second,
you
third
beat
place.
yes,
You beat the dog next to you.
because the dog in front of you.
So even this point, you're gonna probably be other people are gonna be like, your dog doesn't mean your dog is the best in the world if it's a champion. I don't know who was at those. You could get really technical and say, I don't know who was at those last 5 shows, right? Who was there?
Yeah.
Right? Who was there? They're not gonna, we don't, and people have brought this up. They don't say, oh, none of the dogs are good. We're not gonna give out any points today. Right?
Yeah.
You still get points. You still, right? You still get points.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, I'm first and second out of the 2 dogs.
Tony, I agree that is a performance in that area. You're performing in the ring. Yes. Like I said, I did say the show ring is a performance, but yet I'm just different. I'm not gonna say biased because I like the show ring. I just rather let my dog show that my dog is my dog.
I like both. I think it's good. I think even though this is like, that this is good that people should talk about and still come.
Yeah.
Because there's some people, right, that in the past when I first started, they were like, oh, I don't do that because they always just do like, what? No, they keep going, right? And bring some other people with you and figure it out.
Yeah, and then think about it, because when I first got into this, there were shows and there was so many people. There were so many. And there was a lot of good looking dogs and a lot of structural dogs that I literally think once should have won, but they didn't. Like I may
Yeah.
not have the dog in the fight, but I was literally there learning, trying to figure out what's the best, what the standard and the structure is. I was trying to figure that out. But as I started seeing it and learning and everything and trying to and figuring out who's who and what's what, bro, I've seen dogs literally get picked because the handler, aka the bloodline, and the dog. And because the dog needed some more points just to be a champion. Like I've seen it. It's what 25 years in this game, man. Like I might have been quiet, but I've been here for a minute.
Here's another message. Say, how does the ride dog wins best in his class? Shit, I don't know. I guess the
I
judges
don't
are
know
not
that
putting
either
hands on the dog there,
because the dog,
or what?
the judge is really engaged in that bite.
Yeah, because you got to open that mouth and make sure they're checking that mouth, and
I
so
want to know what dog he's talking about.
and
yeah,
and that would go back to what we're saying is judge off the standard, but then it's off
That's a
of the dogs
flaw.
that were there. So the
yeah.
dog look beautiful in every which way, right? And it had that right jaw, and the other ones were just complete dumpster fires. Who wins first place?
Nobody,
No, because they don't do it like that.
nobody.
They still get points.
They, I've only seen that happen once where nobody got first place.
They still give points, which points is championships. That's how you
And
get it.
points is, and we go. It's a participation. Like everybody goes, they show up, and you put your dog in the ring. You get first. You you're gonna get a participation point. It's just like the sensitivity of the world, in my opinion. We're letting everybody get their points without engaging and cheating and telling you, hey, this is this, that, and the third. This is what we're looking for the standard. This is what we're looking for to better our breed. Right now, your dog just does not have that, and I'll tell you what it is it has, and I'll tell you what it doesn't have. That way, you can go back to the drawing board and do a breeding, so that then the next year you can produce a puppy or 6 months or however long it is. You can produce something that like, okay, cool, I am built in that. Now that I can go be in that ring. Now you can't tell me I don't have it. Go build for better after the judges tell you where your flaws are.
So Julie has a great point here about the ride jaw, and she is correct. Different registries have different standard on how they judge the ride jaw. Uh, she's so some are faults, some are DQs.
Yeah,
Um, the
Well,
registry that we show under, those are DQs. And I think for that, the judges have to do their due diligence, and at the same time not be scared of the dog. You're a judge, so make sure you're all up in the dog, making sure you know he doesn't have these faults. But at the same time, if in the ring you have all these bad dogs, call hogs, right jaw, easty westy, I think the judge there decides whether not even to get first place. you know you could get second, third, but you won't get first place because now that the dogs really are up to the standard the way to be judged.
yeah.
yeah. To
So
answer Julie's question, how many shows have I participated in? 11. May not be like 600, 300, whatever, but I was in 11. And
Yeah, I
most of
don't
them
know.
have
I've been
been,
in a few. I'm still a young man though. We got a ways to go, but that doesn't mean anything.
yeah. Let me see.
so, so let me ask you, like, do you, while we're in this whole thing of trying to correct and speaking about like the things that we go through as um, in the show ring, how do we go about really getting neutral judges? Because some outside registry judges won't judge for our dogs.
Yeah. I think that even if these cases are happening and when they say, see, I've seen several times, that's what we're talking about, that it should, that should happen, or they're saying for the points, right? You just,
Yeah.
even if
Yeah,
you're third, you rack up points, and then in there though you have to get some majors to qualify for the
For
for the
champion.
junior
Yeah.
champion, for the
Yeah.
yes.
champion, right? So depending on the registry, you still have to get majors as well as the points, right?
So
Somewhere or other. But you think about it, if you really look at it, then if a dog's 6 years old and then it championed out, it's like, hey, you've been to 48 shows, and and now
Well,
it's finally that, right?
yeah, and
yeah,
then
you can.
Q for
You go.
getting last place, you don't get points. So
You don't
even
get
if you
points.
start getting last places, you can't get points.
No.
Yeah,
And if
and
you
you
keep
have to
getting last
win
place, you're not gonna bring that dog.
exactly. You have to win best in show, best of breed. It's a lot to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the majors are what gets the champion.
Yeah,
Because you can have 100,000 points, but with no majors, you can't get there. Because that's also
yep,
quality, depending on the registry. But there is something, whether you said like best sex, best of breed, best male, best puppy, whatever it is, best in
yeah,
show.
yeah,
You need those. But regardless of all this, it's still important. I think it's good to go to shows and participate and talk to people, um,
yeah.
and
No,
and
no, for
and
sure.
and
This
figure it
should
out.
deter you from not going. You know, uh,
It deters a lot of people sometimes.
it does, but at
100%.
least you get a feeling of how things work. Um, and you could go from there and really see if this is for you or not. If you really want to be a somebody to show dogs or not. Um, and you make your own decision whether you want to continue or just be like, nah, screw it. I'll just breed dogs and I don't want to do nothing else but just breed dogs.
Yeah.
That's why I like the working aspect. Sometimes I really feel that your dog needs to prove that it can perform the job that it was bred to do before getting into the ring.
Yeah, that's true too in that aspect. But again, now everybody's breeding the dog for different. And if it's show, then it's just confirmation.
Yeah.
We're not gonna bring hogs out,
I
right?
mean,
Then
you
that's
don't truly
that's
have
the
to bring out a hog, but yeah, well, they do
I mean,
catch work. Yes,
think
yeah,
about it, like because drive is one thing, right?
yeah.
But
Drive is
catching
one thing, but a
yeah,
balance is a balance dog's enough.
yeah, like that's the only thing is, it's like then we go to that level where it's like that everything
Yeah,
right is
yeah,
like
yeah.
nitpicky and it doesn't get. But again, that's why everything is good, and that's why this is good, and people get you see and passion. Then maybe people will want to go to a show or help people out or talk, right? Like, hey, I've been doing this for 50 years. Well, talk to somebody, right? That's only been
No,
doing
yeah,
it for
definitely.
for one
And
year.
and then me
But it,
personally, like when I go to these shows and let's say I play second, third place, I like to ask the judge, like, okay, what was my dog lacking? What can I improve? And that just gives me a more motive to improve my dogs. Like, oh shit,
Yeah,
okay, I gotta do this
and that's
better.
what
Let
I
me,
did at multiple shows
yeah,
I went to. Like, what did I lack on? Was it me? Was it the dog? I want to know. What did Megan Moore say?
but
But
everybody
everybody,
wants to argue that olds don't work.
oh, they work.
I'm not. They work. Oh, trust me, they work. It's
Megan, I
just
saw your
that,
dog at the bees, and I think it
yeah,
was
they.
probably the second time you were gonna put him to, get him working, and that boy was doing his thing.
And that's the thing. Like what, like Meg. I'll be honest with you, Megan. I don't like that phrase when people like oldies don't work. Oldies are working dog. 100% they are a working dog. I've not had an oldie that would not work, like at all. All my oldies work. All my ABs work. All my Borbles work. This is a working breed. If anyone wants to like challenge me on that, man, I'm with it.
There you go.
Yeah, Julie, same thing.
Yeah, hosts used to flying judges and people enough to get the money back to break. Yeah, no, one
No,
hundred
that is
percent.
true.
I'm
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sure, and what I used to see stuff, and there was way more people, way more, right? And those are the kind of things that people go away from, and but now it's just you got to get with the times, and things have changed, obviously, but I think that's a big part. I think Dennis, Ernest, you would agree. That's why we want to do this and talk to
yeah,
bring
yes,
more people and more
yeah,
interest, right?
yes,
Because there's a lot of people that did this way before me, right? That did a lot of good stuff and have memories of like, oh, it was used to be 100 people and
yeah.
and
It used to be
100
so
dogs, 200
many.
dogs. Yeah,
39 dogs for every class. And right, it's like cool. That's what
Yeah,
we want to do. I appreciate that and I respect that. And if it wasn't for those people, we wouldn't be doing that. So now we're trying to continue, right? And
If the
use
old school
that,
didn't
use
pay the
this,
way, we wouldn't be here today.
yeah, and use that, and and to get more people and to do things, right? Um, but that's
Yep.
it. And that doesn't never say kissing. That's damn. Yeah, see,
Yeah.
so
I've
I've
seen
heard stuff like that, right? And you
I've
know,
even seen like things as much as like it might sound wild, but in the boardable community, they know the judges. They know which one is more flirty towards the girls and this, that, and the third. So they'll throw a woman in there and like, yo, pretty girl, hey, he's gonna pick the pretty girl over the dog. Like things like this all it happens all the time. Like you can't say that people are 100% honest to the breed. People
Yeah.
are honest to whatever they feel like being honest to. It
yeah,
might be crooked to you, but it's honest to them. But yet, it's still messing up everything that us three up here on the portal think. Some of you may not agree with it, but we do. Social media.
And that is true, Julie. Yeah, social
yeah,
Oh
media
that
does
yeah,
is,
hide faults
yeah.
and shit temperaments. I 100%
Oh for
agree with you
sure.
there.
And I think what she says right there. I think social media has really messed up a lot of the things as far as the breed standard goes and breeding purposes are.
yeah, yeah. I think so, and I think a lot of maybe people before that they do hold a lot like, oh, social media like ruined it, right? Like social media or the internet and technology probably ruined a lot of stuff, but it also made a lot of stuff better, right? That's gonna be
It
with
gave us
every
more of a chance to see dogs and everything
yeah.
else like
Now
that.
you can
Yeah.
Yes.
see more dogs and you can see them faster, right? And I mean, if you
Yeah.
look at other stuff we have, some of that stuff was still going on, right? You were People were still hanging papers. The books I have on my shelf, they're black and white, and is one photo of the dog, and they say that's the best dog ever. Anybody have more pictures? No, we go off of one
That one
picture,
One
picture.
photo.
Yeah.
right or wrong. That's not like, hey, show me more. We only have two pictures. I don't know. He lived in another state, and that was, you know, 1992, and nobody traveled. I don't right, and now it's like, oh, we never, you know,
Go
um,
ahead, Ernest.
Well, I don't like the way he said. There's no way to have an error-proof system. Hmm.
yeah, which is true, 100%. You
There,
can't.
there,
Yeah.
There's no way. Ain't nothing airproof. Just like your pickums on the for the NFL, we can assume that they're playing good, but sometimes the game goes and then it seems like they get a call from Vegas and they miss a field goal. They haven't missed the last 10, and they missed the game, right? Um,
Yeah.
kind of, and I think it's just
okay, so
everywhere.
but he says at the end, he says anyone who says that that it isn't politics in the show ring isn't being honest with themselves.
Yeah. No, I agree with you,
Well,
Tony. Yeah.
I do. If you're saying that there's not politics, and you're not being honest. Like there's 100% there is politics in the show ring. We got politics everywhere we go.
Yeah, no, he's right. There's no airproof, and that's why that's up to us, to have integrity and to do that,
I
and again,
mean,
what's best for the breed, right? Exactly.
Yeah,
See,
definitely.
integrity. Like we
thank
can't
you. Yeah,
you
that
can't
word.
100%, but it's if everybody has that honesty and integrity, like, hey, this is
And
what
you
we're
would wish that everybody would, especially
like.
with picking
It's
dogs. Like,
for the betterment, right, of it. Then you're gonna do that. But
Yeah,
I mean, that's
definitely.
that's human nature. That's not everybody, which is
I mean,
totally fine. Can't end those was meant to be a working dog.
Yeah, like what you said, Ernest.
Yeah.
All these are meant to be a
one
working
hundred
dog.
percent working dog.
Yeah.
And if anybody says otherwise, then you don't know what your breed is. You truly don't. Like, because how can you tell me that everything that makes up an oldie is a working dog? Everything that makes it up, no matter which way you want to make it, from a pit, from an AB, from an English, from a Mastiff, all these are working dogs. So an oldie, 100% is a working dog.
No, definitely. Hey, these are good topics, guys. Like I said, we're not throwing shade at nobody. This is, conversations that we have on a daily with each other. And I feel, the need to bring it up in public and, get the audience opinions and, thank you for participating, and this is what we're for,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Yeah. This is what it's about. Like getting people
Yeah, like
right to talk about
man,
this and put it out
Yeah.
there. And what do you think, or what don't you think, or
and
hey, this is
and
what I
one
think
hundred
helps.
percent, 100%. We have these conversations. We do amongst us, like us three, even as well as you guys. You guys have these conversations in your privacy with your friends and your groups or whatever. But everything that a lot of people don't want to say, we're gonna bring them out. This won't be the first topic like that we will bring up that has controversy. But this is just our truth and what we have seen and what we have experienced. Like
Yeah,
we're
no,
not calling no
100%.
one out. We're not saying that everyone does it, but it does happen.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And between the three of us here, I judge their dogs if I feel that there's something that they're lacking or whatever. I'll call them out on it, and then they'll tell me the same thing on my dogs, because no dog is perfect. So
Like and like you hear me all the time. You hear me talking. I'll call my dog's flaws out. I truly
yeah,
100% will because what my dog's flaws are, I truly want to make.
Yeah.
And if I can't see and be honest in my own dog, I'm gonna be honest about it. Even like critique anybody else's dog. If I can't critique my own.
so do you feel that breeders should
That
grow thicker skin?
for sure,
Yeah,
for sure, yes, yeah. Because I'll be honest, like in my first intro to this, I thought I had the baddest dog in the world, and I posted them up, and people were giving me constructive criticism, but I thought they were talking about my dog in the beginning. But my
okay,
mentor was like, "Yo, you're missing what they're telling you." So once I started to learn, okay, cool, bet. It's like the same thing when you're playing sports or your mom or your dad or whatever. They tell you what you're good at, but then they still tell you what you're bad at. Like you gotta go better your faults. And you
yeah,
can't take everything personal. Yeah, you love your dog and you have a big like your program, you're truly proud of it. But a thick skin will actually truly open your eyes to really what you don't see.
oh yeah,
And what we
definitely,
call that? What do we call that? Kennel blindness.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a true disease. I'm keeping on.
Yeah.
I do too. I love seeing fair judges.
Yeah, definitely.
Can't add the handler to the program. Yeah, see, that's what it's
Yeah, that's
about.
true. Yeah,
That's what you see, and you see the dogs in front of you, and they, you enjoy it, and you see what's going on, and you learn, and you're like, wow, that dog is really nice. Right? We've gone to shows that we're like, whose dog is that, or where did that dog come from, or where I have
yeah,
no idea, right? And I know the first ones, and I look like a mess. Like I'm still learning, and I'm still,
Hmm.
practicing, but they were giving, it was like intimidating, right? You go into something you never
you never
done,
been. Yeah,
right? And you put yourself
Right.
out there, and that's how you do it. And the first couple, and then it's like, oh man, you're good. And then you're like, oh, no wonder I look like, not as good as you. This is my first show, and this is your 199th show. So there's not even no comparison, right? It's like, hey, you've been doing this for 30 years. This is my, fifth year. So I would hope you're the best,
True.
right?
yeah, no, definitely.
The
And then,
facts.
but they
And
learn from that.
Yeah, yeah, and I get it. It's nerve wracking. Entering your first show and stuff. You're nervous, and your dogs pick up on that
Oh yeah, they
energy.
feel they feel that.
So they might even look bad in the ring. But once you calm down and you're relaxed, the dogs shit they perform the way they were meant to be. If they were a show dog, they're gonna show that they're a show dog.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. And then, yeah, you get frustrated, and sometimes, I'm like, hey, my dog knows I'm mad at him right now. Um, but then when you lock in, and then your dog knows, like, okay, this is what we should do. Now we're working, right? This is
Yeah,
good. There's a flow. He's
Man,
happy. I'm happy, right? And it's cool, and it's fun. And then at the end of the day, then the more you do it and progress, and the judges will tell you like, hey, you did this better. This is what you should do. Hey, try this again. And then even sometimes when there's nobody in your class, it's cool when judges will be like, hey, there's nobody here, but like I'll like let me see, do some go
right, right,
around the
right.
ring, or let me see
yeah,
stack and get tips, and then it's better, and then you're like, wow, that's what the whole breed club is all about, right? That's what the whole registry is about. Not
Yep.
just like awards and that, but that's part of it. Like, hey, to get better, to showcase
It's
the
a
breed.
community, yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Yep.
It
community
is. It
of
is.
that. And I've met people that I'm like, oh, this is cool. In any other world, we would not be talking, like some of the people I
Exactly.
met, and we're like, oh, this is, we have this, connection, and it's cool, and you share it. And people from all over the place, which is cool. And Dennis knows this guy told me like, hey, come meet me at the show. And I was just like, what is happening right now?
Yeah.
Mm.
They're like, look at all these people. But it's cool.
So I remember, like for me, anytime like I see everything as a competition, like football, that's my biggest thing. Even though I might be nervous, I truly like pep my dogs up like right before we're about to do the first kickoff, man.
Oh, you gotta praise
Like
them
it,
for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
you really do. Like I don't know, man.
And I tell him, I say, you don't do good, I'm gonna leave you here. And I'm
Like you're
coming.
not
I'm
gonna
like,
eat.
yeah.
You ain't eating today, boy.
Like, you know what? We're gonna ride in the back of the truck, or you're gonna ride
You can
inside.
stay right here.
Yeah, we're winning now. We're not, right?
Nah. But
But
like, yeah, your
no,
dogs know. They pick up on it. They know what the deal is.
yeah. And sometimes it's not even their fault; it's your fault.
Yeah.
You know?
It is because you over there shaking like booty meat.
Yeah, it's like, man, you didn't. We never went over this part. You were just
You got to
walking
lead the wrong way the whole
this way.
nine.
Yeah, we're backward, just on this side, like all those things. And then the more you do it, and you get better.
No, true that. Yep.
Oh man.
You guys
So,
got something else, guys?
no,
Mm,
what are you guys eating tomorrow?
I'm making mac and cheese and a cornbread casserole and ham.
Dennis?
Yeah, ham and some fajitas.
Trying to see where
Uh,
I'm gonna go. That's why. If we
Those
were
steak
who
closer,
we?
fajitas.
Hey,
I would get
Dallas
some
or
mac and
Dallas
cheese
or
over
Kansas
there.
City is the biggest question of the day.
Who you got?
I think I'm gonna take Dallas.
Good choice.
Yeah, I think I'm taking Dallas.
You're trying to win.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
True.
right there. See,
Yeah.
so much diversity. A dog cannot be your style, our preference, but people can still appreciate it as a dog. That's respect. Your dogs are your style. I'll stand on that and be proud. Yeah,
Yep.
that's
That's
what it's
yeah,
true.
all
like
about.
that's the thing. Like especially like even boarable. There's four different types. The OD, there's multiple types. The AB, there's multiple types. You can go build your own style. That's your build your dog.
Yeah. Nah, and there's a lot of wide variety, and sometimes people I've seen styles change, or adapt to, certain things, or you thought you wanted this in the beginning, then
Yeah,
right, you know what, I'm going a different
then it
way.
just didn't work out. Yada yada.
You know what, guys? Too at the same time, since like in the AB and the ODs, there's different styles. I think it's harder. Well, not harder on the registry, but they have one standard, and sometimes that standard doesn't fit on these styles that are in the oldies and ABs. So,
Yeah,
so that kind of makes it hard on on the judges as well, because like I say, they might know only one style, and then there's different styles in the ring. They might just pick the dog that they know the style of, you know.
mm,
So
Mm.
yeah, it's
Like
not like a German Shepherd or a
or a
Golden
Doberman,
Retriever. Yeah, Golden
yeah,
Retriever is something, Doberman.
you know,
Yeah,
like
a lot.
that kind of makes it like I wouldn't say hard to breed a dog because you're gonna go find your style, your type, and you're gonna go breed that. But when you're putting it in the ring, you got different dogs that don't fit the same style as you do, and you lose to it. That can kind of be deterring at the same time because you
True.
might think, oh, that dog is a lesser dog than my bulldog didn't fit the bulldog, this, that, and the third. But at the same time, you got to realize what your registry allows.
true,
So
yeah.
Yeah,
at that
That's
same
what read
time,
that standard for that
yeah,
registry
go
that you're trying to
outperform. You like
show.
you really got to stand out, like
Yeah,
literally have your dog truly to the T, ready to go.
yeah.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but fellas,
Oh, gentlemen, yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up.
I
I
love
know there's
this
no,
one. Can we do
yeah,
another one?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can do a second
No,
part.
this was cool. I know it's a little bit shorter, but it's Thanksgiving tomorrow. But it's cool. I
Yeah.
mean, I appreciate all of this and people
Everybody chiming in and doing.
commenting, and this is why we do it and why we are gonna continue, right? And that's what Dennis was like. Hey,
Yeah.
I know we got some fajitas tomorrow and some ham.
There
Hey,
you go.
and hey, yo, when we pick it back up, can we pick back up where that last Megan's question?
Oh
Let's send
yeah,
in.
definitely. Megan, same. If you want to join the conversation on the podcast, let me know. I'll send you a link, and we could discuss
Oh,
more
come on board.
about this. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah, and anybody else too that
Yeah, anybody
reach
else,
out.
Julie, would love to have you here too.
Yeah, reach out and talk with
Yeah.
us.
But gentlemen, you guys have a nice Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. Everybody
Happy
else out
birthday.
there watching too. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. We'll catch you on next Wednesday.
Happy
Say less.
Thanksgiving, everyone.